show you how to make a white noise riser and then a few quick ways of how to bring character to that white noise riser. So first thing we got to do is bring in 3x OSC. Now we're going to pop the top one on random, and then we're going to turn down the volume of the other two oscillators. Let's assume that this white noise riser is going to go for 8 bars. So I've got an 8-bar MIDI note right there. We'll pop that in, and that is the length of our riser. Right now, it just sounds like white noise. And of course, we need to route that 3x OSC to a mixer track. So I'm going to turn on the fruity filter that I have popped in here, make sure the high pass is all the way down and the cutoff frequency is all the way down. I'm going to create an automation clip and just have that cutoff frequency go from its bare minimum to its absolute highest. And then this is what we get. This is the regular white noise riser that I use all the time for different transitions. Awesome. And sometimes that's all you need. I use that by itself a lot. But, a lot of times you want to shape it to exactly what your needs are. And I'm going to show you a few techniques that I use to bring different character to that riser, all using FL Studio plugins. So first, I like to shape the sound, the EQ. So here I've got an EQ where I have low pass at 70 Hertz because under that we only get rumble, and you really don't want those low frequencies to clash with whatever bass might be happening at that moment. And here I bring down 215 Hertz just to take out a little bit of the low end, because that high end of the riser is really what brings the energy a lot of the time. And then here I have a cut around 4.5 to 5K because our ears are very sensitive around those frequencies, and we don't want to hurt people's ears with this riser. We kind of want it to be more in the background, just bringing energy to the track. And then lastly, I have a little boost here at 8.8 Hertz. It can be around 10K. Doesn't really matter, whatever fits the vibe, but bringing just a little extra high end in there. And so this is what it sounds like with that filter. And sometimes that's all you need. But we're going to add just a few more things. First of all, we're going to add another oscillator. What? Yep, we're going to add another oscillator. And with this, I'm going to do the saw wave here, and I'm just going to turn up the volume a tiny bit to around 8 to 10%. Now, with that, I'm going to go over here to the pitch bend, pop the pitch bend all the way up to 24 semitones. That means 2 octaves. So I'm going to create an automation clip with that. That is starting at the midpoint at our C. And then over here, I'm going to have it go all the way to the top of the pitch bend, which will pitch bend it up 2 octaves. And you can raise up that note, or you can turn it down. You can have it subtle or right in your face. You can even bring the pitch bend all the way down to its bare minimum, so it's going from 2 octaves below to 2 octaves above. And that creates a really cool effect sometimes. Yeah, so that's one more way to bring a little extra oomph to your riser. So another thing we're going to add is gross beat. And inside of gross beat, you're going to want to go to presets, momentary. And under momentary, you've got all these different kinds of gates. For this, I'm going to use 1/4 gate, but you could also use 1/8, 1/2, 1/3, depending on what context you're using this in. Over here, I have the gross beat mix volume all the way down. I'm going to automate that, create an automation clip. I'm just going to have that go to about halfway, again, depending on the circumstance. And then this is what we'll have. And with that, it can bring a little bit more rhythm, if that's what you need in the track. So one more thing that we can do is actually automate this volume here. So I'm going to create an automation clip, and I'm just going to have it start a little bit lower and just increase a little bit here near the end, so that that frequency kind of pops out when it's at its loudest. So the last thing that we're going to want to do is go over here to our limiter, because sometimes when that highest point of the riser comes, it can be really loud and be harsh or overtake the song and be a bit too much. So sometimes we want to rein in the highest amplitude of the riser, so that the effect can be felt even in the low volumes and it doesn't get way overpowering at the top. So I've brought the ceiling down on this limiter to a point that I feel brings the energy during the first 90% of the riser, but also reins in that loudest 10% of the riser. So this is what it sounds like with that. And see, at that highest amplitude, it can get really loud very quickly, and sometimes that can be a bit too much. So that's why we just rein it in a little bit with this limiter. Well, that's about it, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like me to go over, let me know in the comments. I'd love to give even more tips on advanced techniques of how I make risers, but these were a few basic things for you to, one, be able to start making your white noise risers and bring them into any different track that you're working on real quickly, because it's just white noise and a filter. That's all you need, and it's really easy to pop that into a project. But if you want more advanced techniques, come through on one of my Twitches, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 9 Eastern time. You can ask questions on there or hit me with a comment below. I'm gonna keep making tutorials, so whatever you guys want to see, let me know. See you next time. Peace.